Hi there. So today I am going to show you how to make flip card using simple shapes, especially for those who do not have access to Cricut Design Space. Hopefully this will help you to create flip card. So today I created a butterfly flip card. It opens and it flips. So we're going to create just the card base today. So let's get started. So this is what we need to create. And how do we get there? By simple shapes. So you need to upload two shapes. Upload a square and upload half circle. So with the square shape, you want to change the size, and I already did it here. So that square shape, you need to change it to 2.12 by 5.5. And your half circle, you need to change the size to 1.5 by 3 inches. You need to duplicate 3 of this. So 2 of them will be the same size. So we'll keep that one there. And the third one, we need to create 4.25 by 5.5. Oh, what did I just do? Good gracious. There. Move this one aside. So let's go ahead and change the width of this one. Unlock the key because you don't want to change the height, just the width. And change that to 4.25. Now tap that over and lock that key back. Okay, so we will need this one later, so put that one aside. Now, this half circle, we are going to try to create this piece right here. And that is where the circle is going to be. So you can decide how far up you want this circle to be, or if you want it to be in the center, or if you want it to be lower, it's totally up to you. Create however you like it. So what we need to do, and actually I don't need this piece at all, so I'm just going to move that one aside. This one here, bring it down to at least half an inch or maybe an inch from the top, just really up to you. Again, there's no right or wrong way to create where you want the circle. Bring it down maybe a little bit here. And you want this half circle to come slightly over the edge because you want this whole entire piece slice out. So I'll put it right there. I'm gonna highlight them both and slice. And now this is very tricky, so pay close attention here. So we're gonna remove one of the slice piece. And there's another slice piece right here, but we're not going to remove that yet. And I'll show you why, because this is just a shortcut of doing things for me. Highlight them both, and I want you to group that two pieces together. Then I want you to bring the second rectangular shape and put it together. Let it flush in on the side here because we want to weld. So don't worry about aligning up and down yet. We just want to make sure that it touches this half circle because we want to weld them. So let's line them up like that. I think that fills up the gap there. And once that lined up, now you can select them both, and I want you to align the two pieces vertically. Once you do that, I want you to click on this and ungroup it. And now remove this piece out and select both of the pieces here and you want to weld the two together. Just like that. So we just created these two pieces here. We just create this piece and this piece. Looks like that. Now, the tricky part here is creating a cut right here in this card. Because what we want right here, we only want half cut of that card, of that whole layout. Now, usually in Cricut Design Space, we have in shape, but it's just for access member. We have this thing called, let me scroll down here and show you right here. If you have this in your program, then that's great. If you don't, we're gonna need to create one using the half circle. So you have this half circle right here. Duplicate another one, and it looks like we just have one right here. And I want to change this color to a different color so I can see it better. So we're gonna make one super small so we can slice out the piece here. Are they same size? Oh, they're not the same size. So forget that small piece. I'm just gonna duplicate this one here. Okay, we're gonna do this, and let's change the color here so I can see any color you want. It doesn't matter what it is. I just need to contrast it to make it slightly smaller. So this measure 1.47 by 3. So we're gonna change. Let me see if I'm gonna do this here. Let's go ahead and align center. Then I'm gonna select that top layer. Go to size, and I am going to reduce the height a little bit just to see how it looks like. So once you reduce just a little bit, align them again and see how it looks like. Because we want a super thin cut. This one might be too big, so let's go ahead and increase that maybe a 2.95, and let's see how that looks like. So select them both and align again. I think that might look pretty good. Now we want to bring this green piece over the edge a little bit because you want it cut. And once you have that lined up just like that, I want you to slice it. Now let's see how it looks like. I think we did it. Although it might need to be thinner because this is the shape here. Let me measure that and just see. So 3 inches in height. We're just gonna measure for comparison, making sure that we have the same thickness, because you don't want it to cut too thick. Zoom in here. Yeah, I think it's a little bit thick. So when you are doing this, try to get this line as thin as possible, okay? Really thin. But I'm not gonna waste any more of your time doing that. But it's really the same thing that what we just did. So once you have this one here to the right width that you need, go ahead and, so leave that one aside. I want you to duplicate this one. So we're going to duplicate this shape here. So this one, we're going to move that one aside, move that one aside. And the one that we duplicate is right here. We want it to now line these two up and merge them together. Don't overlap them too much, but just a little bit so it will not leave any gap. I don't want any gap there. I think that might look good. So let's go ahead and select them both. Hit align vertically, and now merge the two pieces or weld them. And you can see there was a little gap, so it did not weld nicely. So let's reverse that. And we're gonna, yeah, there was a little gap. If you zoom in close enough, you see that tiny, tiny gap right there. So now I'm gonna have to scoot that in a little bit more. And let's go ahead and select them both and then align vertically. And now let's try again. We're gonna weld them again. Did it work? Or did it not? There you go. Yay. So that welded pretty nicely. So we have created this piece now. So we created all three pieces there. And now we're gonna try to put all this first piece and this last piece together to create this. But we're gonna need this half circle here to create a cut. So let's go ahead and try to measure. I think the best way to do this, I'm gonna try this here, is to bring this one over and try to line it up as close to, and it can go over a little bit, which is fine. So I think that looks good. So once you have it lined up that way, select them both and group. And then bring this one over close to it. It is a lot of step to create this card without using simple shape. Let's see here. So line them up nicely right there. And that lined up nicely. Now the idea here is, once you have that lined up, let's go and select them both. I want to make sure it lined up vertically. Once that is lined up, I want you to group this and duplicate it, okay? Because we want to save that. So duplicate that one, put that aside. And now the one that you have here, weld them. So it just gives you this long piece. And now bring this one back, bring that to the front, arrange that to the front. And now select them both, align, center. And I want you to ungroup this top part and remove this. I want you to ungroup this one as well and remove that piece. Now that just leaves this half circle right there, and we want to attach. Don't slice them or anything, just hit attach, because it will cut when you cut it. So now we have created the whole piece there. Now the next step we need to do is put score line. We need a score line up here and a score line there. and another score line here. Now, if you don't want to create a score line, it's fine. You can easily fold. After you cut this whole piece, you can easily fold this in half, because this score line is pretty much half the width, and then you will see that there's that cut piece there, and you just want to fold where you're not going to fold a circle, but you're just going to fold this part, and you're going to fold this part only. So let me show you here. So on this card, so when you cut that half circle right there, you just want to, when you fold it, it's kind of half. You can see it's folded in half, but you don't want to fold the circle piece. Okay, you only want to fold the flap here without folding the circle. And that is it. But if you want to add score line, you can just kind of get a score line and the measure center. So I'll just show you here, but I don't think it's necessary. You can actually hand score it if you want to. So there's my score line. I'm gonna change that to 5.5 in height. And bring that one down. Select them both and hit center. So we have that center score line, and then you just need to create another score line that goes from here to here, and then from top to that half circle, and just hit attach. Okay, I hope this helped. Have any questions, send me a message. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks, enjoy.